Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways.
And even the previous president, Joe Biden, who all talked at some point in their careers about reducing government waste, none of them actually did it, but President Trump and Elon Musk are.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with Michelle and Barack Obama? Well, Barack Obama is still being exposed. That is, the judges he appointed are still coming out today and still doing damage. A lot of his policies are still doing damage because he was a complete radical, a complete fraud. The politicization of our legal system started under him. He ruined America. Welcome to the Doug Channel. I'm going to show you, let's check in on Michelle. This is going to be weird. Try not to be too damaged, but this is Seth Rogen. He's the comedian. Used to be kind of bigger in Hollywood when he was younger, but he was on the Michelle Obama podcast, and this podcast fascinates me. It's on YouTube. So here's the YouTube channel, and look, this one's only got 19,000 views from one day ago. So YouTube's got to start promoting this on the Michelle Obama channel, because some of my videos, and guys, I'm a nobody. I'm a washed up old man in Hollywood. and I get more views than these two huge, like, Hollywood superstars, Michelle Obama and now Seth Rogen. Here he is on her show.
Talking about it.
Talking about your feelings. And my family can't stop talking about it.
No, they cannot.
As much as you would wish, they are incapable of that.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on just a minute here. Now, this, a lot of people online are saying, what is the deal with the hairdo? What is up with the hairdo? Now, I don't think the hairdo is that big of a deal because I've seen it before right here. Remember in Star Wars? This is Rey. She had the 3 ponytail look, just like Michelle has in this one. To me, the bigger thing is that she's wearing a Barack Obama's suit. That is a male tan suit that she's wearing, right? That's a men's suit. Look at how baggy it is. That's her new look.
I just knew I was completely incapable of dealing with this. And I was just like, this is like a professional level.
Hey, you.
Hi, Craig.
How are you, Michelle?
That wasn't Hi, Craig. That wasn't fake.
Seth was the one that was like, I love you. I'm happy
Seth
to,
Rogen's wife
hold you up.
On the show.
Dementia. It came in the form of nighttime, just confusion.
Mm-hmm. If I have to watch any more of this show is, I'm not saying because she's a Democrat, because her show isn't political at all. And by the way, guys, that's the other news around this show not being political. Michelle Obama has come out and said recently she has no interest in politics. None. So you can count her out of 2026 and 2028. She's done. She has no interest in it. She's not good at it, whatever. What we are going to deal with is Barack Obama's appointments still today. Here's a clip from Chuck Schumer. I'm going to read this tweet to you real quick because it does involve Obama. Chuck Schumer admits the quiet part out loud. Democrat appointed judges, that would be the judges that Barack Obama appointed also, are really activists who are there to stop Trump. Here's his quote. We did put in 235 progressive judges. That's a political statement about the kind of judges they made. Watch this.
There are those who believe that we are in real time living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time.
235 progressive judges that they put on the bench just in the last few years of the Biden White House. That's what Democrats do all the time. Trump tweeted about this the other day. He goes, Democrat judges never rule in the wrong way. Republican judges, They actually properly adjudicate cases. Sometimes they go one way, sometimes they go another way. Now, here's Clay Travis on Twitter. Trump 2.0 already has more federal court injunctions in 60 days. We're going to think about this statement. He has more federal court injunctions against him in 60 days than Obama did in 8 years, or Biden did in 4 years, instantly. Insanity. So look, there's Trump just through February, and just in this term, 15 injunctions by Democrat judges going after the presidency. Biden had 14 in 4 years. The Trump 16 to 2020, 64 injunctions, and Barack Obama only 12. So this proves, I mean, it doesn't prove it, but I would argue it shows that Republican judges are fair and Democrat judges are politicized and specifically weaponized against the presidency. Now we're going to go to, this is Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary on Harris Faulkner. Democrats used to talk about cutting government waste, including Obama, Hillary, and Biden. So they used to be for cutting government waste. That's back in the Obama days.
Roll the tape of President Obama, President Clinton, Hillary Clinton herself, and even the previous president, Joe Biden, who all talked at some point in their careers about reducing government waste. None of them actually did it, but President Trump and Elon Musk are. And this is what the Democrats are so upset about. This is something their party used to support before they were completely captivated by the far radical left. And it's why today the modern day Democrat Party is facing some of their lowest approval ratings in history.
Yay. So my question to you is, when Barack Obama said that he wanted to end waste, did he mean it? Kind of like back when he said in 2008 that he believed marriage was, he said, as a Christian, I believe marriage is between one man and one woman. Did he believe it? Because Bill Maher said no, he was obviously lying and he's an obvious atheist, is what Bill Maher said. Now, on the radicalization of government, this is about an Obama-appointed judge is being exposed.
What else
here.
did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report and Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas.
This started under Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the one that started reorienting money through that USAID, USAID. Okay, remember, it wouldn't have been under Bush because Bush had the Iraq War. They were not funding Hamas in the Iraq War. USAID was, by the time Barack Obama takes president, rerouted to help fund Hamas. And Barack Obama is considered by Israel to be one of the most anti-Israel presidents in our history.
Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money they found have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's who we're giving foreign aid to.
Yeah, that's who you're giving foreign aid to. That was under Barack Obama. We're going to get to more of his judges and more of his radicalness. Here's Mike Davis on the radical appointed judge, and he's going after Justice Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett because they would not overturn this radical Barack Obama-era judge.
Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett were too scared to do their jobs, as we were talking about. They want to say it's a TRO, it's not appealable. Okay, Professor Barrett, good work, because here we are 2 weeks later, and we have these activist judges, particularly in D.C., but all over the country, sabotaging the president of the United States, the presidency, his core Article 2 power. And before it was personnel matters that are bad, but, not a national security crisis. Now these judges have created a national security crisis. When this D.C. Obama judge, Jeb Boasberg, people say he's the moderate one. So I guess he's only 95% Marxist instead of 100% Marxist. So he's moderate in DC, right? And so he runs into his chambers on Saturday during the middle of a national security operation, a secret national security operation that President Trump is handling in conjunction with the Salvadorian president, where they are trying to secretly get out of our country the most vicious terrorist in the Western Hemisphere, Tren de Aragua gangs, along with MS-13.
They're having to do it secretly because of all the Democrat judges. The Barack-appointed judges, when they find out that Trump is trying to remove the most dangerous terrorists in America, and they're launching these flights in secret instead of publicly announcing it. They have to do it in secret because a Barack Obama or a Biden judge will come out and stop it and try and turn the plane around. That's what happened with Bozeman, this Judge Bozeman, who's a Barack Obama appointee. My point is, Barack Obama destroyed this country, and his destruction, his damage that he's doing to us lives on. His appointments live on. It's radical what they're doing. Okay, the wife of this Obama judge, which we just now heard about from Mike Davis, blocking Trump's deportation of illegal criminal aliens, is the founder, the wife of this judge, of an abortion NGO, non-government organization funded indirectly by USAID and George Soros. Pictured below, Elizabeth, quote, Liddy Manson, giving Douglas Emhoff and Secretary Javier Becerra a tour of her clinic. Do you see how this is all one big corrupt circle now? It all goes, in this case, it goes back to Obama. I'm not seeing it predate him. He looked like the radical launch of this long-tailed weaponization against Trump. There's no way Barack Obama could have known in 2008 that Trump was coming down the pipe, but the leftists wanted to be radical back then and take over the government and upend us. It started with Barack Obama, and now you have the proof. Thank you guys for watching my channel. I'm Doug. Love to hear from your comments below what you think. Is Barack Obama still active, or could he not just retire on the beach and all of his damage he's the gift that keeps on giving? His damage just continue even though he's not even doing anything anymore.